All right, everybody, here we are in part 3 of this tutorial of how do we take a Google Forms and turning it into an attendance or a daily question. If you haven't watched the first two videos, please go back and watch them. This will be the last video, and in this video, we're going to be talking about how do we actually turn that link into a QR code, and then how do I organize all of my stuff to keep everything on track. And I'll just kind of go over that to try and help you out. So let's go ahead and dive right off into it. So again, here we have what we've been working with this whole time. There's that spreadsheet that we made in the second video, and then the attendance tracker, and then the quiz that we made, that daily question quiz that we made in that part 1, and then these 4 aspects that we talked about in the introduction video. So now we need to turn this into a QR code. So I'm going to pull up this attendance, and I'm going to come up here to the send. So with this send in Google Forms, we could email it to students, we could embed it in something, or this is what I'm going to focus on. I'm gonna want this link. So I'm going to come right here, click on this link, and say shorten URL. And now that I've got this link, I'm going to say copy. So then there's a couple of different ways, and I'm going to show you just a free QR code reader online, and then I'm going to show you an extension that we can actually get in Google Chrome. So I go right here, and I'm going to type in QR code generator. And then if I remember right, this is one that I kind of like to use. Yep, right here. So I just clicked on that. I'll back up real quick. It says theqrcodegenerator.com. Pretty much all of these will do the same thing. It's just this is one that I was a little more familiar with, so I clicked on it. So we'll click right there, and I'm going to say URL, click paste, and then I can go right here, and here's my QR code. And I can just right click and say copy image, and now I can paste that image somewhere, and I'm good to go. So if I got that image copied, I'm going to go actually back over here, and I'm going to put it in a Google Slides. So I create a new Google Slides, and I'm going to actually, typically I'm going to title this, the same title as what my class is going to be. So I'm going to say that I'm going to just call it attendance, just for aesthetic appeal. Then I'm going to typically title this the same semester, label it by semester. So 20 FA, and then remember this was our fake class. So I'm going to title it that, and then I'm going to just create a new slide. And if you remember, I just copied that QR code. So then I right click and say paste. And then I'm just going to kind of move it for aesthetic appeal, however I want to do it. And then I'm going to title it with the day, so 9-28. So now I have my QR code generated to where now all I need to do, or the students need to do, is actually just pull out their phone and scan that. And then every time that I go to actually add a new QR code for a new day, I will actually add a new slide, title that day. So on Wednesday it'll be 9-30, and then I'll put my QR code in that aspect as well. So I put it in the Google Slides or in a PowerPoint format to where if I've got a student who missed class but they need to make up those daily questions, I can go back and find that QR code very easily. Plus, if I'm in Zoom, I can just present and share my screen and present this video or this PowerPoint. And if I got my screen shared, they can see that to where they can pull out their phone and actually scan that while in Zoom. So it works really well of adding that in Zoom as well. So that's essentially one way to do it. Now I'm going to show you a second way of doing it. And in the second way, I'm going to actually add an extension. So I use QR codes so much, I want it to be basically already embedded in my Google Chrome. So I'm going to come up here where it says extensions in my Google Chrome right here in the upper right hand corner. Click on that and say manage extensions. Then I'm going to search extensions, and I'm going to say QR code generator. So I paused the video because I wasn't finding what I wanted to find, and I'm not quite sure how to get to it from here. So I'm going to actually go about it in a different way. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to add this extension. So I'm going to just open up a brand new Google Chrome or Google web page, and I'm going to type in QR code generator, and I just typed it in while I had the video paused, and QR code generator extension Chrome. Press enter, and then I'm going to come down here to this quick QR code generator. Click on that, and I'm going to say add to Chrome. Say add extension. Now it brings it up right here, up here in my extensions aspect. So I've got my extensions right there, and I'm going to actually pin it so that way it always stays open. So the way that I did that, the way that I pinned that, is I just clicked right there on that little puzzle piece where it says quick QR code generator. I clicked the pin part to where it stays right there. Now let's see what that does. Now I want to go ahead and say I want to create a QR code for this daily question 9-28. So I'm going to say, I've got my Google Forms made up. I'm going to say send, click on the link, shorten URL, copy, come up here to my extension, delete all of this, paste my new link. I'll just double click on that QR, right click, copy image. I'll come over here into my PowerPoint, and this one I'm going to call DQ 9-28. I'll right click and paste. Then I'll just adjust this to the correct size, how I want it to look. And then that's essentially what I do every single time. So now I've got my my QR code, I've got my attendance, I've got my daily questions, and if I look back at my folder, so I'll keep my PowerPoint right here at the top to where I can access it very easily. I'll keep my spreadsheet right here at the top to where I can access it very easily by the way that I name things. And then I'll just have all of my daily questions, all of my Google quizzes right there in a row going down to where I can find them relatively easy. Now, one last little trick that I wanted to show you, even though this video is getting a little long, is I've got my daily questions right here. I'm going to right click and say make a copy. So it's going to create that copy. I'm going to double click. Now all of my settings are already set up to where all I need to do is actually go in there, and it's a carbon copy of the previous one, but I'm going to adjust my name on both down here and up here, the name of that file. I'm going to change my questions however I want to. They've already got the quiz setting embedded in them to where I can just go in here and say, all right, 2 plus 1. I'm going to change my answer key, and I'm going to say it's going to be that answer, not this one. Say done. Which of the following, let's say, is studied under macroeconomics? I'm going to say my answer key and check the 2 that are correct and say done. Go to my responses. Again, I'm going to just select an existing spreadsheet. Set it up under this fake class. It's going to bring up that fake class. Change my date. So say 9-30 on this one. Come back to my daily questions that I just created. Say send. Get my link. Go up here to the QR code. Paste my link. Copy my QR code. Add my new sheet. Title it the right day. Paste my QR code. And like I mentioned before, the benefit of doing these daily questions, at least for me, is now I'm building a question bank for my tests, to where my tests are new, or they bring in different things each time. It also helps remind me of where I was at last time, and it also helps me remember what I talked about in the class whenever I go to make my tests. So for me, it works out really well. I hope these 3 videos help you out. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to get a hold of me. My extension is 2595, or you can reach me at my email, tyler.reagan@caspercollege.edu. Have fun with it.